as we have explained, it's such a very thorough issue. So we must be able to bring back our brothers back to the system. We must be able to bring our brothers back to the society. We must be able to create a system that brings back our brothers. We cannot starve our brothers and sisters captured in the correctional service. We must educate them. At least they must get the best education so that they are able to come back to the society and work the best of them. We cannot disapprove crime in terms of fear. If one person fears to do crime, then a human being can overcome fear. Any day a human being can overcome fear, and when they overcome fear, they commit the very same crime. For a perfect example, this is me. I tell my son, don't ever take this bottle or else I will beat you. Okay, fine. Then one day my son decides to say, actually, let me overcome the fear that my father said, if I take this bottle, he will beat me. One day he takes it, and then I beat him. Does that solve the situation, or does it perpetuate more? That my son now wants more beating, and I also get more addiction of beating my son. So this is an ongoing behavior that will not stop the person from perpetuating the crime. The other way to rehabilitate a person is to education, is to educate the person who has created the crime about the importance of not of offending the crime. And they must be educated about the negative and the positive things that happens when the crime is done. And that in a way, they must be created in a way of teaching so that a person understands. And we must also understand that the result of crime in this democracy that we are living in is the result of the system we are living in, is the result of the education we are living in. Our education has created more criminals than a hospital has created more doctors. It is not a lie, it is true. Our hospitals have created more killers than they have created more healers. Our police system, our justice system has created criminals than it was supposed to create people who defend the law. So yet again we question the democracy. We question the capitalism that is infused in our democracy, that the rich must be protected and the rich must be defended by all the times. It must be clear that democracy protects the rich and the powerful. So we are moving once again. We want to talk about our last but not least point, the Bantu educational system. The Bantu educational system, ever since its cruel introduction in the 90s, has not done us any better. Today it has grown into what we call is basic education. Today we question ourselves, how can our kids learn nothing if something is basic? Basic. Education cannot be basic. For 12 years and more than 20 years, our kids have been taught basic, lost their youth. In a way, our kids should be taught to liberate themselves. Our kids should be taught to survive in the community. That's the real education. Our kids should be taught the education that even uplifts not only them. It does not empower them only, but it empowers the community as a whole. If one person is educated, it is a benefit to the world. So today we are faced with the basic education, the education that seemingly has produced us as 2000s. We are here today as 2000s, we question ourselves. What kind of educational system is this? Not all of us want to sit down in a class and be taught how to be a worker. Not all of us want to change our lives because we want to work. Not all of us want to change, are here to do the very same thing. Not every one of us is here to be the same thing. Most of us here, we sit in our classrooms from high school to university. We question ourselves. We question our role. Are we doing this educational thing to survive, or are we doing this educational system to empower ourselves and empower our communities? If we are doing this to survive, then how many policemen have we had because they are doing? How many policemen, how many doctors, how many teachers, how many security guards, how many lecturers do we have that are doing it just because they want to get a better salary? How many of our businessmen, they do it because they want to be rich? How many of them do it because they want to live better? They do not do it because of love, number one, which is important. Because if there's no love, then all that creation is destroyed. But that is not the issue once again. Our issue is that we cannot be taught education based on saying we want to live better. Many of our brothers and sisters, they sit with their matric certificates. They are denied their freedom. Our history from the classroom is rigged. Question young people why they want to reject school. School has done nothing but made us compete with one another. Yes, today we are able to write and read. In a greater cause, it benefits us. But education should not be able to benefit us from 1, 2. We must be able to go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We must be able to move. We must be able to grow. We must be able to even outshine the teacher. If we are below the level of teaching of the teacher, then that is not education, that is slavery. We address again our last but not least. This education has done nothing but to make our young people to stay away from politics, to stay away from their dignity, to stay away from their identity, from their rule of fighting against white domination. This is not a war against our people. Our people who carry the very same color skin. This is not a war against our people. This is a war against the other people. It's a war against an ideology. It's a war of culture. It's a war of identity. It's a war of education. It's a war of crime. And the superiority of our people and bringing back what rightfully belongs to our people. This is an agitated education. You take this political education, you run away with it. We are moving. No one can fight us. So as we really discover the goal of our people, as young people, that now, what is the solution? What do we do? What do we do at this point? What is our goal? What is our angle? Young people from all the corners of the world, oppressed and divided by this system that came to rip us off our minerals, that came to rip us off our identity, to rip us off of our names, our surnames, our culture. Now it's time to organize. It's time to organize by any means. There is no older person that's going to help us. Us as young people are going to help ourselves, and we are going to help our people. That is the only above way. We start by identifying our people, organizing our people, creating meetings, organizing our people everywhere you go. We preach our identity. We start to love ourselves. We start to have an undying love for our people. Our people first, then you and me later. But our people first. This is a war against white domination. We must dominate. At this point of the 2000s, we don't have time. We are moving. No one can stop us. No one can fight us. We are moving thoroughly, Kevelutas. Now, wherever you are, you must now realize that you are now. Our future is in our hands. We start now, and we have already started. In every corner, you think that you are struggling alone, that you are the only one who's thinking about living a better life, enriching themselves. You are not alone. Your cry is with many of us 2000s. And together, we can achieve these, comrades. We can achieve these, Kevelutas, by now unlearning what the white people have taught us, learning things that were not taught in school, unlearning. We're moving.